Whoever's gonna play better, whoever draws better. That curse is gonna die, Aya. Okay, that curse is going away. All right, Forest will win a tournament. I guarantee you. Okay.
Well, here is its chance to get one step of the way there. Derxello versus Catch. Catch is going to be leading off with Shadowcraft, and Derxello is going to be leaning on Garuda Haven, of course, without the lion. But take it away, guys. What is the mulligan like for these players, and who is slated to the early advantage?
Well, from what we can tell, Derxello is... I think he has a pretty decent hand here. Catch, who, you know, is a player that, for those who don't know, I wrote an article on the NGE site, so you can go to shadowverse.nge.io and check that out. I wrote an article about a deck that he played last week. So if you guys are interested, go check that out. But I think that, you know, Catch doesn't necessarily... He doesn't have a terrible hand, you know.
Catch doesn't have a terrible hand, but Derxello definitely has a better hand. He's got like options for every turn on the curve that just look really good. He's also, this is one of those things that I'd like to point out. Derxello opted to keep Beast Call Aria on the draw, as opposed to mulling it away. So he made a different decision than we saw last time from a different player.
Now, I will actually explain why he did that. Okay, so the reason that he chose to keep it here was because, like, Beast Call Aria against Shadow on the draw is not as bad as, say, against a Blood or a Surf. So you can definitely generate a substantial amount of value against Shadow by playing Beast Call Aria on 2. It's just, again, one of those things where you keep it based on your matchup.
Right. Yep. That makes sense. And then Catch making this awesome Arthur's play to finish off the Princess Snow White, but Angel of the Word coming down as one of the most popular cards in the game right now alongside Lyriel, just because it does extra damage. No! Just a way to clear out the board in the early game so that you can kind of protect yourself into the Evo turns.
Prepare yourself.
Now, what we can see is this Beast Call Aria is going to pop next turn. And that could... Well, actually, might not be too bad, because Catch does have answers to be able to deal with the big board. But this is a very interesting, you know, situation here. Pretty sure if he's playing the Lyrio, he's going to Evo, shoot face, trade, and then go face with the bird.
Yep. It's a pretty easy turn.
Now, it is, just to let people know, that it is a very disciplined play not to use Black Inscripture at a time that you have the ability to against Shadow. He had a perfect opportunity there to play the Black Inscripture, and for those who don't know, Black Inscripture banishes a follower that has 3 defense or less, in which, while we saw that the follower on board did have 3 defense or less, he opted not to play it because he wants to save it for when he has... for like last words follow.
Right. So specifically things like the Bone Chimera that he did banish on that turn, because he wants to basically deny shadows, he wants to deny the card draw that Shadow has access to, and basically just slow the game plan down so he can keep pushing.
Yep. Now,
somebody say tea time?
Yeah. This is easy tea time.
Yep. All tea times for a while here, it looks like. That Alice is super awkward draw. This is like kind of the thing that we were talking about earlier with Haven having like these weird draws when they're playing Lions and like, you know, Alices and other things like that. When you draw them at random times, they just don't do anything. Like that Alice is quite literally just a 4-play point 3/4, which is not the most solid thing that you could be doing.
I also want to point out that both Catch and Derxello are from Germany. So it's a country kill, man.
That's right. Country kill. That's rough.
That is rough. So, Derxello does have some options here. He has a very interesting line that he could take advantage of should he choose. The line is he could play the Marcher's Tea Time, Evo it, shoot the Thane, and then banish it with Black Inscription so his opponent doesn't gain any advantage, and then he could trade into the whites.
He's got a lot of different options to pull off that play. He could do it with Angel of the Word. Yeah, that's true. Into the Black Inscription as well. I mean, he's got options here this turn. March Hairs does put a bigger body in play, which I like, but since my opponent could have Ektar, actually, because there's only 3 shadows, never mind. There'll be 6 shadows.
I wouldn't be worried about that.
yeah, I guess that's fair.
It's like, oh, you only got 3 shadows. I'm good. You're not playing Ektar.
Yeah. He could have the 6 that would be required to take down both of the Tin Soldiers if we clear board this turn. Then again, with the banish, only 5 shadows, so yeah, actually, I kind of like that play. I think I would have liked that play the most.
He's not doing that at all. So, fair enough.
Yep, he's probably just going to go face and not Evo then. Yep.
Now, am I wrong?
Not banishing the Thane is kind of weird, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't know. I think that Thane would have been my top priority because we know just how much of a pain Thane can be, and that was not meant to rhyme the way it did. But
because that just has an easy option to jam this into the Tin Soldier, play a defensive option while also doing like Prince Catacomb plus board. He could double Prince Catacomb even. I mean, he's got a lot of options this turn because of the allowed Thane. I really like that line. I think just jamming Thane into the Tin Soldier and just dumping a board out with some Prince Catacomb. Very good line here.
Indeed. So, well, he does do the 1 damage for the white remaining, and okay.
Really?
This is a very interesting line of play.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
Basically giving up his endgame.
Yeah.
Let's play again.
Huh.
No, stop.
I mean, it's not a bad line. He still clears the board. He still has a board left over. Maybe okay. So I guess the idea was he wanted to use the shadow on the Phantom Howl and not waste them on the. What is that called? What that comes out of the Thane? Is that White King?
White King.
Yeah, White King.
White King.
White King. And he didn't want to use the shadows on it. He didn't care about the ward because there's not like any storm followers that he's worried about. So that's an interesting line. It's basically just to conserve shadows and use them where he wanted to.
I mean, I guess, but like, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, so evolving Tin Soldier to go face and trade into the White King that did not get the buff because Catch did not have enough necromancy.
Yeah, now I just don't know how he comes back now. Like he basically gave up his endgame / hard removal on a turn where he didn't need to. Well, that was a perfect draw. Okay.
Yeah, Ektar seems to do that. Derxello was like, "Oh, come on, bro.
Come on.
Come on, man." He threw his hands up a little bit. Okay, that was a decent draw though.
That was a great draw, yeah.
That
it doesn't prevent from a turn though. Like there's because of that Ektar, Derxello has no way to win this game now.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna lose next turn to the Serb.
Yep. I feel so bad for Derxello, man.
Yep. Ektar was the only card that could have done that.
Yep. And as of this card, Ektar. I think
good old best card in the game.
Good old best card in the game. Yeah. Okay.
He didn't see the lethal.
Yeah.
Derxello knows it too. Derxello's like, yep, he didn't see the lethal. Sick money.
He's like, I'm saved. Kind of.
He's got 1 turn here. He knows it.
He's got 1 chance. That's not it.
That's not it.
the side. Oh man. Like, yeah. That's not it.
Another miss lethal. No punish this time though.
These golden wings will end you.
Chicken wings, man. Mordecai's having fried chicken.
Lands of wonders. Lands of marvels.
He's shaking his head now because he's like, man, my opponent gave me the turn, couldn't capitalize. Feels bad, man.
Yep. You know, even if he had drawn an Angel of the Word, you know, it's
Like,
something.
he's like, maybe he doesn't see it again. Maybe he doesn't see onboard lethal. No, definitely sees this one.
Yeah.
Envy you.
Yo, Catch did like, you see Catch's head, he did like a little rock back, like, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, man. I feel so bad for Derxello there. It was like right on the cusp of that. And the thing is, he didn't necessarily play badly, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't really play badly.
There was no play, I think maybe just the one Thane turn was bad, but Catch kind of gave that advantage back by using the cards the way he did.
Yeah.
He didn't use the White King to get the advantage of the defensive card, which actually would have just pushed him to an easier win. But yeah, beyond that, I think the play was fine.
I guess you're looking for a fight.
All right.
To prove myself.
So, your horse, Forest.
I mean, I'm always going to vote for Forest because Forest is the best. I just want to see Forest win so your curse is broken. Is this like just straight up Daria that Derxello's playing?
Yeah, actually, he told me today that he was going to be playing Daria. And I was like, nah. Well,
that makes me so sad. Daria is so good versus Forest.
Yeah.
No. Forest.
See, I kind of had that insider knowledge, you know?
I see. So you cheated me, I guess. I get it. That's fine. If I knew this was the matchup, then yeah. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Daria is a spell boost deck. It's kind of like what we saw with the Conjuring Force deck. The difference is it uses big followers and just tries to flood the board with big followers as opposed to 1/1s, and then refill with Daria and then just do it again and add infinitum like for as many times as it can. The reason why it's really good against Force is because on one of those flood turns, when you play a Daria with a lot of followers, Force doesn't really have a way to clear the board. It doesn't have like a Themis' Decree or, Tin Soldier to like, do a 2-for-1, that kind of stuff. So it has a really hard time dealing with the flood.
Right. That Craig, that's Clark, my bad. That Clark, though, he might have wanted that last turn. I think this is a great turn for him to play both of these con golems. Yep.
Into the Clark, into the Blade Mage, into a Daria, yep.
Yep.
Now, I'm not gonna lie though, Catch has a pretty strong hand. If he can find a Roach pretty soon here, or maybe 2, he could win this game pretty shortly.
Well, he opts to...
Oh, that's what you hate to see.
Yeah, it's just...
Drawing your spell boost follower before you play the Daria.
Yeah, I had to cancel my statement. So he opts to go face for the damage and not trade it into the Clay Golem. I don't know why I forget that card's name. Anyway.
How do you forget Clay Golem, man? He's so cute. Look at him.
Get out of here.
Opting for almost, full board clear here. Okay, not going aggressive at all. Understanding that he's playing against OTK Roach, wants to mitigate basically all damage he can. Here's the Roach.
He just got a Roach.
Yep.
He's got, what, 2 Nature's Guidance in him?
He's got 2 Nature's Guidance, so he's still a few turns away from actually, like, performing any kind of lethal. So there's no worry for Derxello for at least a turn or 2 here. Well, and again, for those of you who don't know... I was just going to say real quick, the Roach combo is essentially, when you have like 2 Roaches and 0-cost cards in your hand, you just play a bunch of cards, and then you play Roach, which is just a 2-play point 1/1 that has Storm, but it gets +1/+0 for every card you played before it, and then you bounce it back to your hand with a Nature's Guidance and play it again for just huge amounts of damage. And the more Roaches you can play after a ton of spells that you play before it, the more damage you can deal, and you can go upwards of 20 damage with that combo if the game goes later.
I don't think he wanted to draw that.
No.
Especially not with that hand.
That's not too bad, though. He's got Double Fate's hand to look for more options. He's got a Piercing Rune to finish off the Goblin Mage while also being aggressive. Ooh. Those are nice, too.
I think you played those. I think you played one. And then, you gotta play it.
100%. I think you actually Insight first as well, because you don't need a Crimson Sorcery this turn.
It won't be long.
Sure you
now.
do. You got a Crimson Sorcerer's face.
Face, baby!
Crimson
I got no play
Sorcerer's
points ready to go.
face. His face, bro. His face. Do it! Come on,
He
Derxello.
might consider Crimson. No, okay. He does it just in the wrong order, but that's okay.
I'm so sad.
Run away.
Reason why the
Supposed to
ordering
hit him in
matters
the
there,
face.
just in case there's another piercing rune drawn off the top, but not a huge mistake and wasn't punished. So possible damage this turn, he can play 1, 2, 3 spells, 4, bounce, roach, 10, 12. So he can deal 12 damage this turn, which isn't quite enough. He's got to wait at least one turn, play defensive this turn.
Yeah, Aaron is literally the play.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he wants to defensively use the roach, but I don't think he wants to do that.
No.
He's got to get rid of this Daria. Oh, Daria. Like, if he wins, you know, off of the back of Daria, that's going to be incredible, man. It's going to be incredible.
I hate Daria right now. Because it might be the
Ooh,
Swords
and-
deck. What?
He didn't Evo.
That's a very heads up play. You need to save the Evo for the win here. You cannot play to the board at this moment. You have to play for pure combo.
Oh, man. Oh, look at that! Look at that! A Chimera.
This is about the time that he was wishing he was playing Dance of Death instead of Chimera. But still in a very good position.
Don't take away his cool points. I mean, Chimera, bro. Chimera.
So if another Roach is drawn off the top of the deck, there can be a 1, 2, 3 bounce, 5, 6, which is 14, 15, 16. So even a Roach off the top is 1 away from lethal next turn. So he's got to be able to find a way to survive next turn. So maybe another Aaron off the top would be great. Anything defensive.
Whoa, wait, what? Really? Okay.
Stop.
It's knowledge
Sure.
I seek.
It'll work this time, baby.
Man, that's all face.
Come on.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
Hey, let's play.
Nope. Not enough. It's not enough.
Let's play.
1 point away from the lethalities.
Yup. Derxello's like, don't have it, don't have it, don't have it, don't have it, don't have it. Don't worry, Derxello. He doesn't have it.
It's literally impossible, yeah. He'd have to have
Yeah.
a third 0-cost follower to deal more than 16 this turn.
Which he doesn't.
And he'd have to have the second Roach. So actually, let's count the damage he can deal this turn without the Roach. So he can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bounce, 7, 12. So he can only deal 14 damage this turn with what he has.
Yep. And that's not enough.
Not quite enough.
Not enough.
Now, for those of you who think that I'm doing my Roach math very fast, it's because I play a lot of Roach.
he really does. He
I love me
really
some
does.
Forest.
That's right. Take the L, Forest.
No.
Keep the curse alive.
Stop it.
Keep the curse
Well,
alive.
Forest has another chance to redeem itself next game, though, so it's okay.
Stop. Stop deluding yourself, man.
Ends here.
No, man. No. No, Forest is gonna win.
I lost.
Keep the curse alive. Keep it alive.
And a lot of times you'll see Roach players just play out their turns anyway because it just gives you more knowledge of the amount of damage you can be dealing with your turns.
Right.
So I have respect for people who finish out their Roach turns. Mad respect.
For sure. For sure. Like, you know, learning exactly how much damage you can do is incredibly important, especially with Forest, because Forest is such a hard class to play, you know?
It
So
is.
always taking those opportunities to, you know, get that information and just to know, like, okay, I actually could have done this amount of damage, or even just being able to finish it out so you can go back, watch your replay, and then go, oh, I missed this damage X time at this point, you know? So it's very
What the
important.
what? Ketch had a perfect hand on the draw against Derxello in this matchup and just decided to throw it away. But he did get a defensive hand, so not bad. He just threw away all of his Roach and combo cards. I don't mind throwing the Roach back or the Fina back, but throwing the Goblin Mage back, I think, a little hasty. I don't know if I would have done that.
So Derxello actually has a very interesting choice here, whether to play a 2-drop or play the Beast Call Aria. He's opting to play the 2-drop because he has the Alice in hand. It's a neutral card. He's just going to go straight for the neutral, destruction face package, which of course just got blown out by Sylvan Justice. But
and it will continue to get blown out by the Elf Twin Assault in hand in combination with the Into the Looking Glass. So Into the Looking Glass is just a symbol card, draws you a card, but it turns all the other cards in your hand into a neutral card. And that allows you to play Elf Twin's Assault in this deck, which is the 2 play point spell that deals X damage to 2 different enemies, random enemies on your opponent's side of the board, equal to the amount of neutral cards that you have in your hand. So just a bunch of defensive options. And he's got the Will of the Forest, so he's going to be able to play defense for a good while here.
now I think that Derxello actually made an error in judgment. With him not playing that Beast Call Aria earlier, now he was stuck playing it on a turn that he really didn't want to play it. And like these turns would have played out very differently had he actually played the Beast Call Aria earlier.
And is electing to do this play this turn so that he can do the Angel of the Word plus Leroll next turn and clear all these fairies away. But in doing so, does allow his opponent to deal the maximum damage that he could. That Ancient Elf draw was pretty OP.
It was a really good draw. Yeah. And then the Evo.
I'm calling this one already. Yeah, I'm calling this one already. This is Catch's game.
Yeah, well, it's his game to lose. If he loses it, it's 110% his fault.
To be fair, he doesn't have Roach or Nature's Guidance yet, but he has a very good setup.
Well, actually, Derxello has an amazing setup here. So what he could do is he could play Marcher's Tea Time. He can Evo Shoot Face trade. Next turn, the Beast Call pops the and he's not doing any of what I just said. But then he would have been able to play Garuda and apply even more pressure off of that, popping his Marcher's Tea Time again.
That's true. So now Garuda's not going to get an optimal line here. However, he can play Dark John next turn into this board, which could be good. It'll push some extra damage if he wants to use the Evo point as well. Okay. Glimmering Wings has another defensive option in Elf Queen. Elf Queen, a very non-standard card that you won't see very often, but it basically uses all of your shadows in Forest to gain life for the amount of shadows that you consume, and it's a 7 play point 6/6. So a nice little life gain.
I just want to say that I absolutely don't like this Dark John. I just feel that he would have put himself in a much better position had he done the line that I mentioned before. But I mean, now let's see. This is a 5, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so the Will of the Forest will clear all but one thing, but then he can just use a fairy Evo. Yeah, so his board's just gonna get cleared up here, and or possibly will get cleared up here, and I just feel like he probably should have done. Wait. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I like this way better. This guarantees that everything dies.
Yeah. Yeah, that feels bad. And he threw his hands up. He threw his hands up. He did a side lean. He's just like, oh, okay. To
be fair, though, there's no zero-cost cards. Again, there's still no fairies. I mean, no Nature's Guidance or Roaches. So there's still plenty of time for Derxello to still create momentum here.
And not to mention... No, never mind. So, Marcher's Tea Time... he does have a Garuda for next turn. This is kind of the same situation he was in the last time he played this deck. Like, he just didn't have enough damage to kill him off.
Right. So I think Catch's best line here is, okay, this kind of works too. He can play that Goblin Mage and Elf Twin Assault. Well, no, he can't because he hasn't played Into the Looking Glass yet. So he'll Into the Looking Glass and do this. I think a way he could have done this a little better was by playing the Goblin Mage and Evoing it. and then also playing Into the Looking Glass and ETA just to get the Roach in hand and to like start that train.
This happened
But either
last
way.
time. This is exactly what happened to Derxello last time. In the same exact type of situation, he drew Alice, and
I am a flower. I bloom on stage.
but now his board is about to become decimated.
Yeah, Dance plus ETA is just gonna shut the door here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, his opponent has way more cards.
Yeah. Also, could always heal for what can he heal for right now? 14, if he really wants to.
Show's over.
I think it's 15.
Remains
Yeah.
will
Oh
live
my
on.
goodness. Slam the door, why don't you?
Donk.
This is
Yeah. And you see Derxello right there. The Elf Queen pains.
Yep. He had that whelp.
Ooh,
That was fun.
Spicy.
That is spicy. Unfortunately, it just got, his parade was rained on, and, I don't know, man. This is...
Yeah, I don't even know if Derxello can actually come back now. The full heal from Elf Queen there makes
Yeah.
it pretty impossible.
fun.
Yeah. Yep, this is one of those... Oh, man. And you just see your dreams get dashed.
Gimme.
Just a constant stream
100
of removal with ETA's Dance of Deaths, all this nonsense.
100% feels bad.
Lands of wonders. Lands of marvels.
Derxello's shaking his head. He's like, man, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Well,
Ooh, sparkly stuff. Gimme.
I think this is pretty much the door, man.
Yep.
You just slam it on him. Just slam it on him gently, Catch. Just do it gently, man.
Hey, let's play.
Yeah, this
Not
is one
sure
of
why
the
he's
big,
playing out all the fairies, but
I don't know either, but this is one of the big problems with Haven decks, and why you may not see them as often, is that for a slower type of class, the Haven, kind of just runs out of cards, and it has a very difficult time generating, some massive amount.
Derxello's just like, this guy just has everything. Like, okay, I've definitely had that feel before. I know most of you guys have.
Yeah. But, yeah, this is just one of those problems with Haven, man. Yeah, just throw in a towel, man. Throw in a towel. Throw it in the bathroom. Just throw it on. The whole thing.
throw it on
The whole
yourself, right?
cupboard. Yep. Just throw in the tub. Throw in the sink. Throw in the toilet. It's over, man. Just...
And I can tell you, Derxello probably has a little bit of feelings like, my opponent missed lethal, gave me a chance, he didn't win, we play this force matchup, he has everything he could possibly have, like, I know the feels Derxello is going through, but, on the other hand, Catch played well, on top of missing lethal once, and, good on Catch. Catch doing great here. Moving up
And
to the round robin
beaming.
is...
The BMs. I
He always BM with Coach. That's the only
I hate
BM
when people
that
do
is
that.
acceptable.
No,
It's the
it's not
only thing that's
acceptable, man. I hate
Always.
when people do that. I
Let's
hate
go
it. I'd
church,
rather
baby.
them just kill me. I'd rather them just kill me, man.
I actually want this conversation to continue. Why do you think? I want to hear both sides of the argument. 2-1
So-
going to Catch here, and Derxello.